Welcome to Challenge the Road. I thought I'd do this quick video because obviously the news tonight saying that it's pretty much the end of Top Gear. Pretty sad about that. But what I wanted to do is just go through my times. I've actually had two cars on the Top Gear show. Talk a bit about Freddie, the accident. Obviously, we hope he makes a full recovery from where he was last year. But also just look at some of the fun highlights that I enjoyed so much on the show. So if we go back, it's November 2022. I was offered to have two of my cars at Top Gear show. I was so excited. I rung Stuart Hall, who's the engineer for the Astons and all the Subarus that we have, and said, come on Stuart, can you take two cars up there? He said, yeah, but I've only got one trailer. So I thought, right, how are we going to do this? Now, what I did, I drove one and it was like the worst weather you've ever seen. And he brought the 22B. So we had the Subaru 22B and the Mitsubishi Evo Tommy Mackinnon RS. So it was just like, it's a dream. Go to Top Gear. Drove up through these floods, met Stuart, went there, met the team. Just so excited, to tell the truth. I was thinking, great, this is going to be on Top Gear. You know, this is a show I've watched since I was young. I love this show. I love the Jeremy Clarkson years. And I'm enjoying the new one with Paddy, Freddie and Chris. I'm enjoying it. So went up there and it was a great day. It was raining the whole time, but we had a great day. Met some of the guys. Couldn't really elaborate too much on what was going on at the time and what the show was going to be, but they had some old presenters come there as well, and it was fantastic. I had Tiffany Dale drove the Mitsubishi, Chris Harris. The 22B I didn't want driven just because it was such low mileage, and it was just so, I had it there and they'd done all the photos and pictures and they were choosing their sort of JDM icon. The Mitsubishi drove amazing, and I've got some video clips of that which you may have seen already now, but I'll put them up. I've got some great pictures, spoke to Chris Harris, spoke to Freddie, and yeah, it was great. Now they're in sort of porter cabins as they were before, and that was a bit odd because you sort of have a feeling that it's going to be quite high end. But what was high end was the camera work, the amount of prep into the cars, which I could see because we had one of the cars was in a hangar. I met some of the cameramen, had a good chat with them, met lots of other owners who had their cars there on the day, and it was really fantastic. So that ended in November. They shot the show. I'll show you a bit of the footage at the end and what happened, and got some pictures of the guys in the car which I put up, and it's fantastic. But obviously the next month there was this horrific crash with Freddie that hasn't come out exactly what it was, but he was driving a Morgan, a three-wheeler. It's a convertible, and it's gone over at 80 mile an hour, so you don't have to really work out too much that it is a horrific crash. And being in the crashes I've had in the past, you know, it's mentally horrendous. I know he's got the injuries facially, and I mean I had massive, you know, the cuts around my head, if you put this in the videos on that, but it's just mentally, it's just so tough. I mean, for me it took me a year just to get over headaches, so for him it's just horrendous. My feelings are, you know, Top Gear was about presenting cars, and then it went to the shows, and obviously the guys were on the ragged edge. You know, obviously Richard Hammond had a massive crash at high speed. They had loads of stuff, you know, and, you know, I was looking back at some of Freddie's stuff he done. I mean, the one where he was on a crane in a car over that dam, I couldn't even watch. I couldn't even look at that. They also rolled another vehicle, well, probably several, but I was watching some earlier, and it's dangerous. You know, it's dangerous. Anything in a car at speed is dangerous. The only thing I would say is that they're in a position where, yes, the health and safety should have been probably better, and I know Freddie's been paid out from that. I'm not convinced. And I'm going to ask you guys, really, should they axe the show? That's what this, you know, this YouTube video is about. Should they axe the show? Now, Freddie, you know, he's making a comeback, fantastic. He's been paid £9 million. I know it's not about the money because he's probably a wealthy guy anyway, but I think the show should just move on. You know, there's been big accidents in the past. I was watching them roll cars. I think he went off the end of the runway in something in that. And, you know, if you're going to put yourself out there, you're in a position where it is quite dangerous. Sometimes things are going to happen. And yeah, probably it should have been handled better from his point of view, and the safety should be better. But as a show, they were pushing the limits, and some of the times you sort of squeamish yourself, thinking, "Oh wow, that's could be pretty bad." But that was the same through Clarkson's years, and I think that got progressively worse. But that was you had there was a lot of fun with that, and a huge amount of banter on the show, and maybe sometimes the adrenaline just gets away. But obviously, I wish Freddie absolutely the best. I really enjoyed him being on there. But I do feel like the show should go on. Things do happen, have happened. You've been paid, you're recovering. I don't see the point in stopping the show. Or you just adapt the show and you go, come on, guys, we're just going to review cars more. Okay, it may be more boring, but hopefully incidents like this won't happen again. So I just love your comments on that. So my view on the show has always been around fun and the guys laughing and just, taking the mick out of each other. And it reminds me back a little bit of like Only Fools and Horses, these type of shows. And they won't exist anymore because it's all too PC now. We won't be able to do stuff like that. So I think that, Top Gear, I just love some of the episodes. I remember, just ones with Freddie as well. Remember when he was giving Paddy that electric shock and then he go, it's nothing to do with cars really, but it's just very, very funny. And I remember Jeremy Clarkson laughing all the time, and they just done such silly things. But I wanted to just talk about some of the car videos because it is a car show, even though all this is very funny. I really like the M3 CSL in the Isle of Man video. I think that was one of the best videos I've ever seen. Don't know what you guys think, but I thought that was tremendous. When he had the end of the petrol era with that Vantage V12 through the valleys and the music, I think that's one of the best as well. Obviously the Murcielago SV in Dubai with Richard Hammond, because obviously I own that car now, which is just crazy, isn't it? How can I own that car? It's just a joke. And I've watched that video so many times, and then to think I own the car, it's just unbelievable. So they're the main ones. And I think, I remember like the caravan ones with that. There's just so many, isn't there? But I think the overall feeling was, it was a show I love to watch, and I miss it. I miss them shows, and now it looks like it's another one gone. And I think it's going to be a struggle for the BBC. I think, there's some top shows that are going and have gone now, and I don't know who's going to replace them. And I'll give you an example on this. I was saying to my daughters, I said, how come you're listening to all this old music? I said, you're listening to Oasis and all this. Oh, we love it. And I think, yeah, but you're listening to my music because that's my day. I said, who is, the new person? Who's the new band on the block? Nothing. I don't know. They listen to listening to Tupac, Eminem, all this stuff. That was my era. And I feel like with this, I don't know if there's anything coming through, and I don't know if that's the same for music as well. And a lot of these areas are like that, where it's just end of an era stuff. Maybe as well with Top Gear, YouTube is taking over. Is that another thing you might comment on? Are you watching more YouTube than you're watching BBC? There's so many channels now. You can go, you go and watch sport and you think, oh, I want to watch the rugby. Right, I've got to subscribe to BT Sport. Oh, I want to watch the golf. Right, I've got to be Sky. I want to watch the boxing. Oh, that's on, another one. And it just goes on, and it keeps changing all the time. And then you think, hold on, I've got £1,500 a month here just to watch sport. So that's where I think it is. I think that BBC will struggle with not having Top Gear. I hope it does come back, maybe in a different form. There's lots of good presenters on there on YouTube and different ones who could probably do it, and then you just tone it down a bit. But yeah, I'm pretty sad to tell the truth about it, but we can watch all the old episodes on YouTube and enjoy them. So please like and subscribe to the channel. I've got more coming soon, and I hope you like that little update.
It is fantastic. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. What it makes me feel, though, is sad. I just can't help thinking that Thanks to all sorts of things, the environment, the economy, problems in the Middle East, the relentless war on speed, cars like this will soon be consigned to the history books.